Hey gang, I just wanted to give you a quick lesson or discussion in regards to eggs. I eat eggs all the time, every single day. I love, love, love eggs, and I will eat them virtually any way that I can. I don't discriminate against how I eat eggs. I just love them. But what I do discriminate against is the type of eggs that I get, and this is a lesson that I learned several years ago, actually. I used to just buy your normal, everyday, conventional, cheap eggs. I just loved them. I thought nothing of it. I even went through a phase where I bought the egg beaters because I thought it was healthier for you. Well, as I progressed in my healthy venture, I started looking closer to ingredients, and I found that even egg beaters, if you look at the ingredients, there's actually some things in there that are not eggs. So let's be honest, there's more in egg beaters than just eggs. So I was kind of confused when my cholesterol was high, and they say, don't eat the yolks because that's where the cholesterol is, and yada yada. So for the longest time, I disposed of the yolks and I only ate egg whites, like a lot of people do, especially those who are watching their calories or watching their cholesterol. But a couple things I want you to really think about. The first thing is when it comes to the yolk of an egg, think about what the purpose of that yolk is. The yolk is the part that actually creates the chicken. So the yolk is every single thing, every nutrient, every cell, everything that it takes to actually create a living, breathing animal. That's interesting, right? So why are we disposing of that? Well, a lot of people say that it's because of cholesterol. Well, here's also something that I educated myself about. Not all cholesterol is created equal. The cholesterol in eggs, for example, is what's called dietary cholesterol, and that's quite different than the cholesterol that you find in your blood, which is blood cholesterol. So there is a big difference between the type of cholesterols that your body creates versus the type that we physically eat and take in. So cholesterol is more affected by fake foods, by processed foods, by chemicals in our foods, by additives, by things that just aren't simply real. So we are more effective in that sense regarding cholesterol than we are from the dietary cholesterol found in eggs or even red meats and that type of thing. So there's that. Something really important. So here's what I learned. This is what I buy. These are my eggs, and they actually are local. They're just from a town just south of where I'm at. That's probably like 45 minutes away. But pastured. See that word right there? Pastured. That is the important part to eggs. I'm not going to lie, they are more expensive, but they are worth every penny if you eat eggs all the time. Here's the reason why. When it comes to eggs, something that I researched and found, your conventional eggs, the way the chickens or the hens are fed is with feed. So they're given grains and they're given antibiotics. Because of this, it changes the nature of the eggs. So eggs, when you look back 100 years ago, and when hens ate off of the ground and they ate naturally, what happens in the eggs and what makes them so healthy is they're really high in omega 3s and really low in omega 6s. We need both. Both are fine, but you need a higher ratio of omega 3s than you do omega 6s. So omega 3, that's the goal. Lots and lots of omega 3s. Well, what happens in these chickens with conventional, your everyday conventional eggs, they're fed this feed. And because they're given these grains in this feed and these antibiotics, it changes that ratio and it's flip flopped. Now you're higher in omega 6s, which is cholesterol causing, and you're lower in omega 3s, which is cholesterol helping. So omega 3s are good for your heart. It's good to prevent heart disease. You're going to hear tons of talk. If you look, that you should have an omega 3 supplement. You should eat fish. You should eat salmon. You should eat tuna because they're all high in omega 3s. Well, so are eggs, but not your conventional eggs. They're the opposite. They're higher in omega 6s, not in omega 3s. Your pasture eggs, eggs that are natural, pasture means that the hens are out grazing around and they eat what's on the ground. So if it's not on the ground, they're not going to eat it. It's their natural form, their natural habitat. They're not given any form of additional food. That allows to them to produce eggs naturally and healthfully. A fun little tip or fun little thing that I learned in my research is you have good quality, healthy eggs when the yolk is bright orange. Isn't that interesting? And I noticed it immediately as soon as I changed and I stopped buying conventional eggs and I started buying the healthier pasture eggs. I put it in the pan and I was like, oh, well, that's weird. Like, and I didn't think a whole lot of it, but it was like a bright orange egg. It was just strange. But as time went on and as I continued to research, that's what I learned. And I'm like, aha, well, that's why it was bright orange. That now it makes perfect sense to me. So that's my little tidbit on eggs. I recommend, don't dispose, just buy healthy quality eggs if you like eggs or if you have a cholesterol issue. Try getting some really good healthy eggs and don't dispose of the yolk. The yolk is extremely nutritious. That's where the nutrition is. There's still a little protein in there. Most people think that it's all in the whites, and that's actually not true. There's still protein in the yolks, but that is where all of your nutrition is in the yolk, not in the white. So, yeah, I hope you learned a little something today. And if you have other questions regarding eggs, just let me know. But pasture eggs, that's our goal. If you cannot find that wording that says pasture, look for omega-3s. Don't buy anything at all that says vegetarian fed or grain fed. Stay away from those because those are the ones that flip-flop that nutrition in terms of what they produce. So that goes the same with any form of meat that you buy. Grass-fed meats, whether it's chicken, whether it's beef, that type of thing. Grass-fed, if you remember my butter, grass-fed butter, that is the way to go because all other forms when they're fed, when the animals are fed grains and feed and antibiotics, it changes the nutrition of not only their bodies, but what they produce. And I know it sounds silly, but science, gotta love it. Bye.